Little bit about dichotomies. Very often in our country and the society, political discussion, political debates are framed as dichotomies. You're either a conservative or a liberal, a Democrat, Republican. Should we invade? Should we not invade? Should we intervene? Should we not intervene? It's a method of manipulation. It's a method of control in that it frames a debate within a very narrow parameter and then allows very lively discussion within those parameters. So you take, should we intervene or should we not intervene in the Ukraine? Not to get too far afield here, but already within that framework, it presupposes that we haven't been intervening. It presupposes lots of other things, like the fact that our opinions might actually matter to our ruling elite, which they don't. They routinely ignore us. There's a lot of stuff packaged up in there. And so, as a form of intellectual self-defense, it's a really good idea to avoid these dichotomies. And when we're when they're prepackaged to us, in the form of the Ukraine or any number of things going on in the world, break that down. Try to see that issue in many different ways. What aren't they telling us? What aren't we discussing in that debate? Because the better you're able to do that, the better able you are going to be able to see through the lies and the manipulation, the omissions, the biases that are routinely kind of shoved down our throat through various forms of media. So, it's not that every dichotomy is false, but most nearly everyone you see on TV is probably false. And it's a good, I think it's a good place to start from is to distrust dichotomies. Maybe they're true. Maybe they're real. Maybe it really is the light's either on or it's off. I don't know. I guess that's a dichotomy, right? On or off. They're probably out there, but for the most part, you're going to find that most of these dichotomies are simply ways to narrow the debate, frame it in such a way that it avoids any serious discussion of the issue, any, serious democratic kind of response to an issue. And, and it makes it harder for us to think of these things creatively, I think. They frame it for us. And within that framework, there's already so many presuppositions that it's hard to really wrap yourself out of that. I mean, when you talk to people and tell them you're not a liberal or a conservative, sometimes their head just wants to explode because, for many people, that's the only options there are. And, so in a way, this kind of knee-jerk reaction towards dichotomies, I think in very, very many ways, it kills our imagination. It kills our ability to think dynamically. Violence, non-violence, that's a good one. These things they're not helpful. And so as a form of intellectual self-defense, try to avoid dichotomies, try to see through them, try to see things more holistically. And I think with that in mind, you're a step in the right direction. So, stay tuned for more on intellectual self-defense. In the future here, I might actually do some, readings from, the New York Times or something. We can kind of unpack some of the language used, some of the forms of manipulation in various articles. We might do some of that. But, in the meantime, I'll kind of peck away at these things piece by piece, and, we'll develop hopefully a more standardized or a more rigorous form of intellectual self-defense. So wherever you're at, I hope it's getting closer to spring than it is here, and I'll see you soon. Peace.